Hello and welcome. Good to talk when you're not ready. Hi and welcome back to another video. Let's have a sweet, chill, but still excited talk about the manga and graphic novel that I bought at last week's Comic Con. Last week I was at the... I'm sorry, I have a headache. I'm just making myself an aspirin and it's sizzling. Last week I was at the Vienna Comic Con. This is like an exhibition, all stuff graphic novel and manga related. A lot of people in cosplays, a lot of stalls to buy your stuff to make cosplays with at. Then like a main stage with events, like there was an actor from Game of Thrones there, as I have heard, but I unfortunately have neither read the books nor watched the TV show, so I wouldn't be able to tell you who. There were also some e-sport booths and stuff, but mainly I was there for graphic novels. Oh, and some merch. And by the way, if I show pictures, because I haven't filmed anything, they are from other people. So I have discovered this little cute booth, this little stall in the middle of this exhibition, of this event, and I got super excited because my eyes were falling out. I couldn't believe they had 3 tables, which essentially was half of their stall, dedicated towards, I can't even say it, horror manga and horror graphic novels. It felt like entering heaven. Now I'm gonna tell you what I bought. Unfortunately, I don't know a lot about the books that I bought. I really randomly select things by recommendation. I never really want to read any premises or anything about books. I don't want to be spoiled in the slightest. Like, trigger warnings are my greatest enemy. No offense if you want them, because they are important, but I just want to know as few things as possible when I get into stuff. Now I want to start with the first thing that actually drew me to this stall, because it was something that I was hoping to see there, although, you know, trying to be realistic, being like, how great are the chances that you will find a copy of this exact manga there that you fell in love with just recently. And of course I'm talking about Go-Go Monster, Go-Go Monster by Taiyo Matsumoto, which I talked about in the last month's wrap-up, like manga wrap-up. This was like my manga of the month. One of the, I feel like, hidden gems that mainly people who are into manga know, but not so much outside of it. This is the first time I think I ever bought a book after having read it. Well, I don't regret. I needed this. I needed this in my life, and I'm really happy that it entered it. So this is my first purchase. My eyes going slightly to the left, I discovered another work by Taiyo Matsumoto, which is Ping Pong. And I've only heard people talk about the anime so far, and they are saying like that you would never expect an anime about ping pong to be that interesting. And I can wholeheartedly believe, since, you know, I was a real big fan of the other one. This is, I think, a series. At least there's like a 1 on the bottom, as some other books that I now have purchased are. Anyways, that's my second purchase. I don't know if I'm gonna keep counting, by the way. I don't think so, but I don't know how to do like a segue yet. After that, I saw another staple, which obviously everybody needs to have in their graphic novel collection if they like graphic novels, but is also, I think, a staple for a lot of readers who don't necessarily read graphic novels. And of course, I'm talking about Mouse. I haven't read Mouse yet. I can't really tell you a lot on it. It's like an analogy on Second World War, on the Nazi regime, just with cat and mice. That's all I know. I know that this is like just the graphic novel for many. Like, this is also very educational. And yes, it's brutal and violent, but it's very important to read about this because this is something that happened. Really happened. Anyways. So in the meantime, while we were watching all the stuff that was going on, we were also at another manga shelf They were literally just shelves, and then some people at the side where you could pay what you wanted to purchase. There were some other shelves where I got this pretty boy here, which is called 20th Century Boys, and this is like a recommendation by one person that I was with, and this is the same author that wrote Monster, and I really like Monster. I haven't finished it yet, but I really like Monster and I like the style, so I'm hoping that this one will be amazing as well. And then Inio Asano's Oyasumi Punpun, so good night Punpun. I think I'm holding it upside down. And this is the third volume because I have borrowed the first and the second volume from the library, and then every other part is at the library except for the third volume. I can't wait for this person to bring the book back to the library. I mean, at best it's probably gonna be about 1 to 3 months, and at worst he's never going to bring it back. Or she, oh my god. But, you know, I didn't want to take any chances. So I thought I might as well just purchase this as a nice memory for my time with Oyasumi Punpun. Back to the one stall that I fell in love with. The store owner, or the person that I talked to, I actually don't know if he was the store owner, but he started talking to me about horror and started asking like what I was into, and they had like a fair selection that I had already read. So I told him like I read this and I liked this, and then he gave me some recommendations based off that. So the first thing that he recommended to me was Gaia or Gaia, and he said that this was by a very young mangaka, and if I like very graphic art style, then I will maybe like this. I flipped through it. I thought it was honestly, I hope you see it, honestly beautiful. So that's why I took it with me. I thought like, why not? And then he gave me Dragon Hat, which I also don't know that much about. But I love the cover. That's what I can say for sure. I think the green is gorgeous. I think it's teenagers who survive a train accident, I think. But I'm not sure, so please don't hold me to it. Anyhow, the vibes that come from this are just divine. This is how I choose my books, by vibes and recommendation. Then something that I'm really excited to get to, can't wait, is Crossed. And the person, like this salesman or owner or whoever I was talking to, he pitched it to me like this. Oh, if you think that Suehiro Maruo is sick, then you should read this. I mean, how can I not get this after this pitch, you see? And he said it's kind of a zombie story, but it gets super disturbed. And I mean, we had this little conversation about how the zombie trope isn't really that scary to us, and we both agreed, but he still insisted on like Cross being really fucking disturbing. And I think that that is probably the one that I'm looking forward to the most, but I probably also know the most about it in this stack. Sorry. I'm just realizing like how half-assed this must come across. I'm really sorry. As I said, I just wanted to share my excitement. Well, and then finally I have talked to another salesman at the store, but it was actually a saleswoman, and I was at another section, like at the third table or something, and I guess she was in charge, and I was looking at this one. It's called Red Flowers, I'm sorry, by Yoshiharu Tsuge, and she said like, this is amazing, this is great, you need to get this. I mean, obviously she wanted to sell me stuff, she succeeded, but I have seen this, just a cover, increasingly in the last weeks, so I was really intrigued in getting it, like I was interested in getting it anyways. I've never read anything by the author before, but I have not only got this, but also this, and this one I have to really translate because I couldn't find the English title, and that's The Useless Man. I have no clue if there is an English edition or if the title is correct, but that's what it says in German. And this is apparently, or it's supposed to be a bit darker than this one, but they are both really interesting and great stories. And then the last thing that I got is by Susumu Katsumata, and it's Red Snow. I hope that that is also the correct title in English. So this is like what it looks like. But the same in common with the Tsuge ones, I have seen this everywhere. And I always wondered what this was about. Well, thanks so much, by the way, for watching and letting me just stand here and be excited about the things that I purchased. And have a great rest of your day. I'll see you at another time in another video. Bye!